Welcome back guys, Sly back in here. In today's video I want to talk you through how to build up your towns in your very first province and some of the thought patterns that I have behind the decisions that I do make with the actual building up of those provinces. So here we are on turn number 1, we have our first opportunity to actually build. Before we dive right in, we need to kind of make some decisions on where exactly we want to go with the building chains in the early game. It will change as the game develops, but at the very start we need to make a few crucial decisions that really kind of determine the outcome of where your campaign actually goes. So the very first thing we need to decide is which 5 buildings we're going to build in our main centre, being Black Crag. Now I'll go through the ones that I like and I'll hit on the ones that I don't particularly like to build into first. So obviously you need to go into here first. This is your main infantry and main archery line. So you need to go into this one. This is going to be the bulk of your army. So you definitely need to be building that. So we'll chuck a point into there. Next we have the Wolf Den, which is your Goblin Cavalry and Goblin Ranged Cavalry units. I don't particularly like that in Black Crag, so I don't build that in here. Now the reason behind that is we can't actually get the big boy, which is the Ragnarok Spider, until later, so I don't particularly build that in the centre. Right. The next one we need to look at is Cavalry. I find Cavalry so important versus the Dwarfs that I definitely go into this line here. I also want to get a lot of my heroes out early game, so we definitely go into this line here. And I also love artillery. Artillery versus dwarfs is just godsend. So this is another line that I go into. I don't particularly go into this line in my very first province because it is expensive, being trolls and giants, and I don't think we get enough bang for our buck in the early game to actually go down this line here. And lastly, we go down the Cave of Shinies line because it is such an increase in our income. As you can see, 500 on the first level, 750 on the second, and 1000 on the third, compared to your standard 200, 300, and 400 income generating buildings. So those are the 2 lines that I go down first. So these are the 2 that I build. There we go, and in the very early game, right. Right guys, so here we are, we've just taken over Iron Rock, we're a few turns in. Our income's been generated quite well, as you can see, plus 2,193 gold, because we built that Cave of Shinies early, so we're going to actually upgrade that again. So that's going up to now 750 income per turn, which allows us to build a very big army early on. Now we've also taken Iron Rock, so within Iron Rock itself, I like to build my growth increasing buildings. So that really kickstarts our growth now. So we're a few turns in, our money's good, our army's starting to get to a decent size, so now we can start focusing on more the growth side of things to really kickstart our economy and our army producing buildings. Right guys, so here we are a couple of turns later, our Cave of Shinies has finished, so now we get an extra 750 from that, so we're still sitting around $2,000, 2,000 gold, sorry, a turn. We have a full stack army ready to go. Again, with that plus 2,000. Now we can either upgrade Iron Rock or we can wait and upgrade Black Crag. I generally tend to upgrade Iron Rock, and the reason for that is I want to start going down this line here. So we will do that. Right, so here we are back guys, a couple of turns later, so we've just managed to take Carrick Dron. Now luckily this actually came with the growth producing building, so we don't have to build one of those straight away, but that's what we would have built. What I do build here is a Goblin Watchtower. Now the reason that we build this is we're quite far north, and in this case the Bloody Spears tribe tend to attack us a lot, so I like to have a lot of reinforcements up here. Now in Carrick Dron itself, once we level it up again, we're going to be building this, which is the Goblin Sawmill. So what that does is a 20% reduction in cost for archer, infantry and chariot units, and a +3 experience for those same units, so that is amazing. So Iron Rock is building up, so we will be back in a few more turns. Before we do that, we need to actually set our commandments for the region that we now own. So we set up a growth with +2, so now we're really supercharging our growth, as you can see, plus 100, so things will start to take over quite nicely now. Right guys, and again a couple of turns later, we've got the option to upgrade. We can either upgrade Black Crag or we can upgrade Carrick Dron. We want to be upgrading Black Crag at this stage because we want to get our Tinkerer bench. We need to get that going and start getting some of our research sorted ahead. So we need to upgrade here first, so we will do that. It's 4 turns. Alright guys, so we're a couple of turns further along now. We need to upgrade our growth generating building, so we are supercharging that now up to 120. As you can see, we've got a bit of an issue with our obedience, so we're actually going to be building a obedience room there. So that's going to give us +4 obedience, so we're still in the minus, but we won't be that far behind. Right, in the very next turn we have the option of either upgrading Iron Rock, upgrading Carrick Drong. So which one are we going to do first? I want to do Carrick Drong first. The reason for that is it gives me more of a garrison, and this tends to be hit a lot more, as I said earlier, than this one here. And plus we've got our army down south at the moment, so we can kind of come back and defend that if need be. So we are a few turns later, so we're just going to upgrade the buildings that we already have in Black Crag, which is that one and that one there. So now our income's going to be tremendous. As you can see, we've still got a lot of income. And now we need to go down our Tinkerer bench, which is going to unlock our catapults and also our ability to actually research some things. Well guys, here we are back again. So we've got a few upgrade opportunities now, a few more turns in. So we can upgrade Iron Rock if we want to, and we are going to. The reason we're going to be doing that, I'll just click on that first there, is we want to unlock the Black Orc Forge, which gives experience for both Biggins and Black Orcs, and it reduces their cost of recruitment. So those are two really good things. We've just unlocked the Orc Biggins. We will be unlocking the Black Orcs rather shortly. So, and also in Carrick Drong, we want to of course upgrade the buildings that we've already got set. And the last building that we actually want to build here, get in there. We can't afford it, so that's all right. We will come back. We will come back and we'll build that next turn. Right guys, so here we are a few turns later. We've got a couple of upgrades available for us in Iron Rock, so we're going to jump in there. We'll upgrade this one, give us even more growth. We're going to unlock this one, which is going to allow the recruitment of Goblin Big Bosses. And for our last slot in here, we're going to give this one here, which we talked about earlier. So there we go. Nice. As you can see, our growth now is 200 a turn. Our income is firing away. Take off 283 because we are just sitting over here raiding. So yeah, everything's going well. Right guys, we've just upgraded Black Crag to level 4. Now we've got a bit of a decision on which way we want to do this. Either you need to grab your Orc Ball Boys now. Up until this stage we've been relying on Goblin Wolf Riders, so if that's serving you well and you're not having any issues, then don't get this, then don't get the Ball Boys yet. Go for the Goblin Shaman Hut. If it's not and you need the Ball Boys, go for the Ball Boys now. It's not really needed for me, so we're going to go for the Goblin Hut. And of course we're going to continue to upgrade these last few things that we need. So in the next 4 turns we're going to have a real power increase, okay? That's when we get all our Black Orcs and stuff. This is going to be fully upgraded, and this will also allow us to both get the Arachnarok Spider and the Doom Diver Catapult all in one go. Normally in a normal game we would have been probably down here somewhere. We probably would have taken most of these regions. I would have definitely had this, and I would have already been building my way up to getting this and also getting the giants in those other regions. So we're not doing this in their main region, but we will definitely be doing it in the other regions. But the main region is just building that backbone to be able to get up to those sort of units. So that's good. Right guys, so here we are. We've reached our final form. So we've fully upgraded to level 5. So the last building we're going to be building here is of course the Boar Sty, and then we will upgrade it when the opportunity arises, and we're going to upgrade this here too. Now, because we're actually at max level on all 3 towns, we can take off our growth now, because we don't need it. I tend to usually go for more income. We can also destroy these if you so choose. You don't have to, because the replenishment rate is still very good, but I tend to knock them off, and I tend to replace them with the gold building. If you want to get trolls here, you can, but remember that's all you can get is trolls. You can't get the giants in this area. So, all going to plan, you've actually started building trolls, probably here, and also Arachnarok Spiders also here within this region as well, because this is a big region. So that's particularly the way that I head when I'm playing properly. Just bear in mind that during your campaign you need to make decisions based on how your campaign's going. This is like the ideal scenario where I'm not really getting harassed and I can just sit back and just build and build and build and build and build. If you're having a lot of issues with getting constantly attacked and you need the obedience, don't be afraid to go down this line. At some different stages during different campaigns, I've had 3 of these in different towns, right? So I've had 3 of these, or these ones, in all different towns, just to keep my obedience high, plus the obedient commandment from having the province. So again, just adapt the building to whatever suits you, whatever suits your playstyle, and whatever suits what's going on within your campaign. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, guys. Hopefully you've learned something from it. If you have, please leave a like and a comment down below.